everyone, if you're new, I'm Mina and welcome to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe and turn on notifications. That really helps to support me. I post every single Saturday, and let's get straight into this video. So first off, if you notice that my voice sounds different, I'm really sorry. I'm not used to talking this much. I think I've talked more in the past week than I have in like the past 2 years. So my voice has not been okay. It's been like pretty gone, and it's getting a little bit better now, but there was a morning where I completely lost it and couldn't talk at all. So don't worry, it's not COVID. I got tested negative and things like that, but it sounds a little bit weird, and I'm sorry if it's obnoxious, but that's just what we're going to be working with today. So I want to preface this video by saying that every single person's O week is going to be a completely different experience. Like, there are just so many factors that go into it, whether you're introverted or extroverted, which residential college you're in, what your O week group is like, and no two people are going to have the exact same experience. So I'm just going to be talking a little bit about it from my personal experience, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be having the same experience as well. I also want to say that I know that a lot of you probably have very, very high expectations going into O week, and I did too personally. And it's because a lot of upperclassmen are super secretive about what happens during O week because, you know, they want you to experience it for yourself and things like that. And so I personally had really high expectations. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about what actually happened during O week compared to what I expected. But also at the same time, I'm not going to reveal everything that happened for our O week just because, you know, I do understand the point that you should be able to experience it for yourself without having any previous judgments. So the first day that we got to campus, it was actually like a really weird experience. So we drove up with all of my stuff in the car, and we saw like a bunch of people from Duncan just like screaming at you and like cheering and saying like your name, which was the weirdest part because I did not expect at all for anyone to know my name going in there. But all of like the advisors, which are upperclassmen who were assigned to different O week groups, they all knew my name. It was the weirdest experience. Like from the second I stepped foot outside my car, everyone was like, "Oh, like, are you Mina? It's so nice to meet you." I talked to some advisors later on. They had like a Quizlet of all of the incoming student names and faces so that they could like memorize them and make people feel more welcome right from the second that they step foot on campus. And so I thought that that was just like a really nice touch that they had. Then after that, we had matriculation, which was so beautiful. I'm sure all of you guys have seen the videos, but I'm going to insert clips of my matriculation as well. I did want to mention, I am so sorry I did not get nearly as many clips and pictures as I intended. The entire week was just so busy, and like I felt kind of awkward like filming around people I don't know. I'm sorry that I didn't get as much as I'm sure all of you guys wished for, but I'm going to be, you know, putting what I had, and so I apologize for that. Throughout the entire week, honestly, there were way more meetings than I had initially expected because, you know, people are saying, "Oh, it's the best time of your life. You're gonna be doing such fun events." And I was not expecting any of those meetings at all, but I 100% completely understand the point of them because there were meetings that, you know, made you bond more with your O week group so that you could have good relationships and make good friends during your first couple of days here. There were presentations about diversity and things like that because a lot of people haven't been around such a diverse environment when they were growing up. And so I totally understand that they want to like help to educate people a little bit more on those kind of sensitive topics. And we just had like a lot of speeches and things like that I personally was not expecting. So that was kind of a surprise. And the other thing that was a surprise surprised was the sheer amount of exhaustion that I felt after basically every single day within those first couple of days. Because first of all, I'm pretty introverted, and so I have a very short social battery, and so that drained like this. Like, it was just going and going. And I also wasn't expecting them to just schedule things back to back to back. Like, during those first couple of days, we had no free time whatsoever. And so it was just really exhausting having to constantly be in meetings, meeting new people and things like that without having time for breaks. But the advisors and the people called coordinators, which are like the people in charge of the entire O-Week event, they were really reciprocative. Is that the word? Like, receptive. They take people's input into consideration, and so after that they started like giving us some more downtime, and that was just a little bit nice to have those breaks and be able to kind of do whatever you want to do. So I just want you to know that I'm not saying don't have high expectations for your O-Week, because there are still a lot of really fun events, and those are the parts that I'm not talking about because I want you to be able to experience them for yourself. Please don't think that your O-Week will just be meetings and things like that, because there is a lot more to O-Week. I just don't want to spoil your experience for you guys. After those first couple of days, everyone did need to get tested their first week here on campus, and there were a lot of positives, and so that scared a lot of people. They canceled a lot of like inter-college events with the other residential colleges, and luckily a lot of those positives turns out to be false positives, so we didn't have nearly as many positive cases as we initially thought, which was very like reassuring and nice to hear about. But it still was a little bit disappointing that we couldn't meet as many people outside of our own residential colleges as a lot of people, including myself, had hoped for. So that was a little bit disappointing. But when we did have downtime a little bit later in the week, we were able to go to some of other college events and things like that, which was super fun and nice. It was definitely an interesting experience, and it's one that I'm not going to forget throughout my lifetime. And it was really great meeting a lot of new people. Again, I'm sorry I didn't get as many clips as I would have hoped for, but I'm going to go ahead and insert them now. So I hope that you guys enjoy.
It's a very special tradition.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this video, as well as leave a comment down in the comment section. And see you in my next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye!